everyone, I've got a box opening today. Well, sort of a box opening. I've already opened the actual box. Look, here it is. Ta-da, rather large. I did that because I can't stand fighting with cardboard boxes in front of the camera, and also I didn't want to risk flashing my address because trying to blur things out when I edit videos, which I do very little editing of, if any, I find a complete and total nightmare. I can't work out how it's supposed to work. So there we go. It's already out of the actual cardboard box, but it's in the doll box still. This is not the BJD that I thought I was going to be showing you next. That one is still in China from what I can gather from the tracking information. I don't know what's going on. It's been due to depart for about the last 10 days. So, frustrating times, but never mind. In the meantime, I have this one to show you. Now, this is a completely unplanned, random purchase. You know, one of those I did a thing moments. And it all started because I bought a head. Only doll people can say that without it sounding really weird. Yes, I was browsing on Alice's collections the other week, and I don't usually look on there very often, but I was, and I came across this head, which was for sale for $29, and it's this one. It's a Doll Family A Susu head, and I think it's kind of sold as like a practice head. Hence it's only $29 instead of $70 or whatever they normally sell their heads for. I'm not really sure, but I thought, well, that's a bit of a bargain, and I kind of snapped him up on a whim. So he came several weeks ago, and I didn't get around to showing you because, well, I just didn't get around to showing you. So that's him. So of course, having bought the head, I knew that I was going to have to get him a body at some point. Yeah. Anyway, I wasn't planning on getting him a body very soon, because well, SD size bodies are not cheap. So I looked at what the Doll Family A bodies were going for, and they were sort of starting at $300 and then going up to about $500, if I remember correctly. Please don't shout at me if I've got that wrong. I didn't look at it in too much detail because I just looked at them and thought that's too much for me. So I thought I will look at Resin Sol. Anyway, to cut a fairly long story short, this head is sold as a 70 centimetre head. So I looked at the 70 centimetre body on Resin Sol, and I think they call it the bigger boy body, and it had the right neck size and everything, and I thought, oh, that's okay. But I was looking at it and I thought, I don't know, that body looks like it's not going to stand up very well. It's quite a tall, thin body, and it's just something about the way the leg joints fitted into the torso. I just thought, it looks like it's going to collapse. Anyway, so I did a bit of searching around on YouTube, like you do, to see if I could find anybody else who'd got one of those bodies, and I found a few videos, and in particular I found one, and I can't remember who it was by now. It wasn't Sea Hedgehog, because I was looking to see, because she knows what's what with bodies, doesn't she? And I couldn't find that she'd got one of those bodies, but I found someone else, and she was doing an assessment of this body, and she clearly knew what she was talking about, because she was talking about how the joints were and that this was the wrong point to take this kind of, I don't know, it all sounded very impressive to me. But basically her conclusion was what I had suspected, which is it didn't stand up very well. So I thought, oh, perhaps we'll have to go for the bigger Resin Sol body, which is the U body, I think. And I did a bit of searching again, and I found somebody who had actually put one of these heads on the U body, and so I messaged her and asked what the fit was like, and she said that it was good, but she was going to have to sand the neck because the neck was a bit of a bigger size, which again is what I had thought I might have to do. Anyway, so I thought, well, that's the one. Oh, that's what I'll get, but I won't get it yet because I haven't, they're $200, and then obviously I've got to get it shipped over here and pay import tax, so it's going to be a bit of money. So that was that, until just before the weekend, I was looking on eBay, like you do, and I came across a post for a doll family A, boy body, the same colour as this. This is apparently pink skin, normal pink skin. It's not pink. I think that's just what they call their normal skin, is called normal pink skin. And I thought, aye. It's 62 centimetre body, and I went back to Alice's collections. Incidentally, little side story about Alice's collections. When I ordered this head, I ordered it on a whim and then realised I was going on holiday like a week later and thought that was very foolish. So I messaged them the next morning and said, could you delay sending my head until, after this date, because I'm going on holiday. And they messaged me back to say, we've already sent it. And it was only then that I realised that Alice's collections were in China, Hong Kong, I believe. And I thought they were in America. I don't know why I thought they were in the USA, but I did. And so I thought I was ordering from the States, and it turns out, anyway, didn't matter, didn't make any difference. I don't know why I assumed Alice's collections were a US based company, but I always did. So there you go, learning all the time. Anyway, so I went back onto Alice's collections and I checked out the different bodies, and it seems that all their SD sized male bodies don't have the correct size neck for this head. So they're either a bit too small or too big. So a 70 centimetre body, for example, has got like an 11.5 centimetre neck, and this is a 10 centimetre neck. So I don't know if that's another reason why this is sold cheap, but I thought that's a bit nuts. Anyway, this body is a 62 centimetre body with a 9.5 centimetre neck, and I am fingers crossed that it will fit. Right, so that was a lot of rambling, wasn't it? Let's get to having a look. Now I'm going to just alter the camera angle a little. So, excuse me while I do that. Oh, sorry. I'm such a professional. Okay. So here's the box. So the box has been removed from the box. There is the doll family A thing. Box is a little bit battered, but that's okay. Let's put it down here. And here he is. Now the seller told me she'd wrapped him in lots of bubble wrap, so she hoped he would get here safely, and at first glance everything looks fine. So let's lift him out. I see she speared the bubble wrap through his S hook by the looks of it. Blimey. He's holding on to that. Yeah. Let's get my hook puller. See if I can just pull that up a bit so that No, that did precisely nothing. I'll just rip it. I'll just rip it. And yeah, still a little bit stuck in there, but got wedged down in the crack. There we go. Okay. I was a bit concerned when I before I went ahead and bought this body, which incidentally I got for a good price, which is why I went for it. I did not pay the price that it is new on Alice's Collections. This body was purchased a year ago, and I paid about £100 less than the retail price. So I was very pleased with that. Yeah, I was a bit concerned that being a 62 centimetre body, it might not be mature enough for this sculpt, because if you look at this sculpt, this is quite a mature male face. It's not sort of a boyish face. Lots of SDBJDs, the boys are quite boyish, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? This guy is a bit more mature. And I was a little bit concerned that by buying the 62 centimetre body, which is the smallest doll family A SD sized body for boys, that I might end up with a bit of a young looking body. But what, oh, excuse me a second, that is a big box for a little woman like me. What convinced me to give it a go was the seller had actually put on her listing that the body was really nice. There's nothing wrong with it, but it was too muscular for her, and I thought, haha, muscular is what I'm looking for. So there we are. And yes, it does look quite nice. I'm not into the really skinny bodies. Okay, let's take the last of the bubble wrap off. Right, let's put in my green wrap around this way. So, first things first, fingers and thumbs all intact, nice hands, 5 toes on each foot. That you can't see now. I'm just checking over his body to check for scratches and marks. There's a few minor, couple of discoloration marks on the back of his thighs. Probably won't even show on this. Nothing major at all. She said he was a really good stander. Well, there you go. She wasn't lying. Yeah, I'll have a better look at his body when I'm not filming, because I haven't got set enough that allows you to see properly what I'm checking. But what I will do, oh, and doll nudity, by the way, I mean, I know it's a bit late, but I don't have any SD size clothes, so the guy's going to be nude for a while. I should just pause the video while I put his head on a second and see what we think. So, see you in a sec.